Hi, I'm Roman, and this video is the next one in the series of my color theory masterclasses. Keep on happy painting, everyone. It's a very practical content here. This content is connected to my Patreon's Art Skill Improvement Challenge. You can check it going over to my Patreon and check back with the linked up pinned Art Skill Improvement Challenge. It's very interesting. It's about using mainly complementary colors, just complementary colors, to paint a full figure. Check that out. I think your skill will grow from it, and I hope to see your entries there. In this video, I show you a quick insight on how I painted a full bust by just using red and green, and give you some tips on the challenge. And you will also see a quick figure. A friend of mine, Philip, is painting a miniature, a bust in yellow and purple. And I will show you some contents and insights onto that too. Before I show you all the results that are possible with just complementary colors and give you some tips on what you have to take care of before taking up the challenge, let me show you a quick insight on what complementary colors are. What I show you now is part of my second video on complementary colors that you can find on my channel or linked up over here in the left corner, right corner, some corner. This is helpful to know what this challenge is truly about. If you're not really into color mixing and color theory, check back with the full series of my color theory lessons here on YouTube. I painted one model in green and red and one model in blue and orange, and there will be individual videos where I go in depth into these paint jobs. Stay tuned for that. Now to the lesson of complementary colors. We will talk about complementary colors. You might have heard this in art lessons in school, you might have heard this on other YouTube videos, but very often you just heard it and did not do much with it. In this lesson, I will tell you differently. I will first show you how to understand the basics of the principle of complementary colors. And then I will show you how you can use your complementary colors for mixing your own paints. Basically speaking, we have three pairs of complementary colors. It's always a primary color and a secondary color. Let me explain some things to you. You can find the complementary colors already in your color wheel. Complementary to green is magenta or red. Complementary to yellow is purple, and complementary to orange is blue. They are in the opposite corners of your color wheel. These colors complement each other. They build harmony together if you use them together. They yell for attention if you use them as a pair. You can often find these in full saturation in advertisement and marketing. If you placed your primaries, secondaries and tertiary colors like described in all the videos, you will find it easy to spot your complementary colors. Quick side note before we go back to color theory and practical use of it is how to use complementary colors in your miniatures. I recommend not always using them in full saturation. It's interesting if you keep one of the pair like desaturated. That makes it more interesting, more readable and more calm, but still works on the harmony part. Don't use all of them in one project. This is very hard to tackle. I rather recommend using one, maximum two for small details. Decide for different areas or amounts where you place them. For example, a full figure could be purple but with yellow glowing eyes. This is actually why we enjoy sunrises and sunsets so much, because this is full color theory harmony on a big screen where all the complementary colors happen. Here are some examples of miniatures showing different use of complementary colors. Maybe you can spot it. Have a look. To be fair, I'm not using yellow and purple very often. I have to do this more. As you individually realized, this is deeply connected to our perception. When complementary colors travel to each other, they have to cross the area of the neutral gray, the Bermuda Triangle of gray. So far we learned that almost all the colors except the neutral gray in your color wheel are saturated, have a lot of Kamehameha saturation. Just the neutral gray in the middle, in the triangle, in the middle of your color wheel, in the center, can stop that, can change the saturation. So as long as you travel around your color wheel, you will stay saturated. But if you cross and travel through it, like the complementary colors do, if you mix them to each other, you will see that actually what's happening is your secondary color is already a mix from two primaries, and now we kind of recreate another neutral gray, but with a different mixture, with a different amount of paints. Means if you add a complementary color to its partner, to its complementary color, you will kind of move the color inside the triangle of the color desaturation of the neutral gray. This is why you can use a complementary color to desaturate its complementary color. Sounds complicated, but just watch me doing it. Alright, let's open up the wet palette and have some tips on complementary colors that you can pick for this challenge. Of course, there are different colors and different brands. You can use everything you have, but there are some things you have to take care of and think about. Speaking about value. Because you want to play with brightness and darkness in value, you need to use one of such a pair needs to be darker or brighter. And the easiest one is yellow and purple, where yellow always has the higher value than the purple. If you pick a bright purple or something, then there's white in it, so don't do that. Go for a dark purple. One of these colors in your pairs, in your complementary pairs, needs to have a higher value than the other. So with blue, it's a little bit different. The blue, both of these, let's look at them in black and white. They almost have the same value. So you will not be able to create a strong value change there. So rather go for a darker blue or go for a brighter orange. But I recommend going for a darker blue. There's a brighter orange. This might change the value a little bit, but usually the darker blue does the trick. There you go. Look at this. Now see this in black and white, and you will understand what I mean. It might happen that the colors that you have don't have a high value difference. Some of these that I showed you here are okayish, but you see the yellow and the purple is best from the value difference. If you encounter something like that, then I consider using, for example, a darker blue where you have more black inside, or if you want to go for a brighter green or a brighter magenta, you can always use one of these a little brighter if your colors are too close that you have on your wet palette. So remember that you should not mix in white or black at all, but you can pick one of these pairs, brighter or darker, if it's not really making a big difference. If you don't own a darker color of one of these pairs, you can consider throwing in a tiny drop of black. I do not recommend it, but sometimes it's needed to really get the value difference. And black is a beast. Just throw in a tiny amount of it and you will have a darker version of your complementary pair color. Hey, I hope you enjoy my videos. Thank you very much for your support in watching, pressing thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. With your support, I'm able to continue what I do. If you enjoy my videos, feel invited to support me via my Patreon, where you can find additional tutorials, workflow, creative challenges, my artist diary, and tons of inspiration. Feel invited to support me as a channel member here on YouTube for €1.99 per month, or go full in and check back with my Patreon. All links below. Thank you very much for your support. From the experience you made in the color theory series, you will understand that mixing complementary colors together will result in something muddy, brownish, grayish, blah color. This is the poop color that I say and that I speak of when I'm saying push through the poop. Usually if you want to go, for example, from violet to yellow, you have to push through the poop stage where it looks like nyeh. And then after a while, when the amount of yellow comes back, it feels like more yellow, and then you have to push on. It's the same with every complementary color. Push through the poop. And it will also happen on your paint job that you do just with complementary colors. Of course, don't worry too much. The poop color will appear and you can push on top of that and paint on top of that. Do not worry, it's nothing wrong. After a little bit of training, you will be able to use that poop color for shadows alike or for doing some transitions. Summarizing, it is important that you find the right color pair that you want to play with and then understand the mixing aspects. Another tip is to stretch out your contrast range, going from yellow to purple or from blue to orange or from red, magenta to green. Just put it on your wet palette first before you start painting and stretch it out to see what colors you are able to mix from that and to see what you can work with. This is how I started preparing myself for the green and red version that I did. I also used some fluorescent paint as a maximum saturation in the end. Of course, you can play with this too in your projects. So I'm placing it on my wet palette and see the colors that appear there and know exactly what I want to do. There will be an additional video on how I painted that full figure. Here are some final impressions on the stuff that was painted with just using complementary colors. I had a very good friend of mine visiting me who used to paint miniatures in the past. In the meantime, he runs an art school, Freihand Atelier in Cologne, and he's into oil painting, portraits, and he's teaching there, and it's really cool to see him paint a miniature again. And he tackled a yellow and a purple on a bust by Beyond Miniatures. Thank you, Philip, for the good time spent painting in my studio. I would like to see you take up the challenge, and you can enter the challenge via my Patreon if you are a supporter with the tier Patron. Subscribe and like the channel and watch out for more painting videos like this. Roman out, keep on happy painting, bye bye.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up.
You can check it going over to my quick figure. A friend of mine is painting also a male bust that he's painting in yellow and purple. Philip is painting a miniature, a bust in yellow and purple, and I will show you some contents and insights onto that too. All right, that's it, I think. Roaming out, keep an happy painting. Check back with the Roaming out, keep on happy painting. Check back with the Patreon Art Skill Improvement Challenge that is there for the next half year. Almost 5 months or 4. Let's see. It's there, out there. Go for it. Check it. Bye-bye.